This is Emma Tattenbaum-Fine from Political Subversities, and you're listening to Nursery, a podcast from Ohio's creative voice.
The nursery and all of the trees cross over the dark, and some old parking lots hold my whimpering thoughts, and I'm on the next train. You and me, can't you see what this means? In the light of a torch, realize nothing is forced. Nothing is forced. The nursery and all of the trees cross over the dark, and some old parking lots hold my whimpering thoughts, and I'm on the next train. You and me, can't you see what this means? In the light of a torch, realize nothing is forced, nothing is forced, nothing is forced, nothing is forced.
Hey everybody. You're listening to Nursery Podcast, a podcast from Ohio's creative voice. Ellen, what have we seen so far at Indy PopCon here in Indianapolis so far? R2D2, what did you think of that?
I liked it.
That's good to know. Just to paint you guys a vivid picture of...
Pittsburgh.
Just to paint you a vivid picture of what we're doing, Ellen and I are in Indianapolis at this comic/pop culture convention thing, Indy PopCon. And what we're doing is we're seated in a pretty large banquet room to watch Yoga Hosers, Kevin Smith's 2016 teen horror. And he's going to be here live to do a little bit of talking before the movie and a podcast after, which we're not attending the podcast, but we're excited because he's a huge influence on Nursery. Any last words?
I found Waldo and Carmen Sandiego.
She did. They were hanging out
Together.
They were hanging out together. All right, guys.
Do you wanna rock and roll all night? Do you wanna rock and roll all day? Put on your dancing shoes. We're stepping out tonight for fun that feels so right. Do you wanna rock and roll all night? Do you wanna rock and roll all day? High voltage rock and roll. Hot day.
movie date forever, but I take her to see the movies that I like, of course, and I take her to see shit like Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and Iron Man and every man movie there is. And one day my wife told me, she goes, you know you love those movies more than she does. And I was like, no, everybody loves those movies. She's going, no, but you have a different experience with those movies than she does. Don't you understand that? And I was like, no, how could I? Like, we all love the Marvel movies and shit like that. She goes, it's not about that, Kevin. Every one of those stories is about some dude's experience. She's not a dude. She's going, so she loves those movies because you love those movies. And I'm sure she finds them entertaining on some level, but those stories aren't for her. She doesn't see herself represented. And that really struck a chord with me, because I remember, fucking years before when I made Clerks, it was for that reason. I wanted representation. I wanted to see me and my friends up there. And so suddenly I was like, oh shit, you're right. I was very cognizant of every movie that I brought her to and how male-centric it was and how there was really nothing for her. And I would lament, like, how come there ain't no movie I could fucking take the kid to and shit like that, where it's more based for her, just kind of directed at her? How come there's no poster with just two girls standing next to it and shit? So I believe in life, rather than fucking curse the darkness, light a candle. If you see a hole, fill it. I know that sounds filthy, but that's not the way I am. So rather than bitch about it my whole life, which I would do all the time, go like, man, they don't make fucking movies that I can take my kid to and shit. Finally, I was like, well, just do it. You can make one. You can make one yourself, man. So that's where this movie came from. I started putting it together real quick. And I told Jen, I was like, I think I want to do a whole movie with just the girls as a start, tell the whole story about the kid, and she said, I knew what I wanted to see with my kid years later and stuff. So it took me a little while to get there, man, but if you live long enough, you can accomplish everything you set your mind out to. You just need patience. So it's a little late, especially after the hour-long intro, but finally I got to this place, ladies and gentlemen, where I could kind of make the movie that I always wanted to take my kid to see, and now tonight you're forced to watch it with us.
It's roomy in this apartment, assuming that I will never fit. Blooming is life, I don't see it. Screeching of pain and of torture. Burning today's another scorcher. Black dust is filling up my eyes wide. No trust is forming and I'm confined. Blue cars are crashing on the four-way. Green stars are strung across the doorway. Explode the sky into my small town. A long road is the thing that I found. Explode the sky, the colors will fly, the purple and white, it's all just a sight. Explode the sky, the colors will fly, the purple and white, it's all just a sight. Explode the sky, the colors will fly, the purple and white, it's all just a sight.
Thanks for listening to Nursery. The music you heard on this episode is that of a band called Nothing Pure, of course, of Third Class, including the Nursery theme song. And lastly, I want to leave you with a project I did with Bitter Alms. That is a local Youngstown, Ohio soundscapey electronic type act. David Pokrivnak, he has been on the show before. We collaborated. Third Class and Bitter Alms equals Weak Neighbors. So Weak Neighbors has always had a little bit of a hand in Third Class's world, because he also, under that name, covered one of our songs, A New Kind of Mars. And so we got together and made this song called Go. I do the hook, the vocal hook, and I wrote the lyrics, and DJ did everything else, the effects and the music and the melodies and things behind everything. But me and Jack and Peppy just kind of got together and recorded my vocal hook and melody and put it over top of it. So check out, this is on Bandcamp. Weak Neighbors is the band. The song is Go.
Flying geese are falling bombs. All the poetry is gone. Ice is covering the pond. Spring breezes are tornadoes. Clear it all out so you know where your car keys ought to go. Flying geese are falling bombs. All the poetry is gone. Ice is covering the pond. Spring breezes are tornadoes. Clear it all out so you know where your car keys ought to go.
We'll try to record it so we can send it. We're waiting for a program on TV that's supposed to be about the clinic where Wade works, and we want to record it. If it turns out good, we can send it to you.
Nature's remedies are the best way to treat illnesses.
Natural medicine evolved about 100 years ago because some physicians were dissatisfied with orthodox medicine. Now, they believed in simple, natural methods of healing and were against the wholesale use of drugs. Now, more than ever, there's an interest in naturopathic medicine, so we went to the oldest naturopathic school in the country to find out what it's all about.
For more than a quarter century, the National College of Naturopathic Medicine in Portland has been turning out physicians. Not the kind of physicians we grew up going to. You see, these practitioners feel that MDs are a little too quick with a pen and prescription pad and too quick on the draw with the scalpel. Naturopathic doctors explain the difference between the two schools of thought is fundamentally philosophical.
Part of that philosophy, I guess you might say, is involved in the Hippocratic oath. Above all, do no harm.
To the naturopathic physician, that means few, if any, drugs and no unnecessary surgery.
Surgery tends to be a quick solution to a lot of problems, and we like to avoid surgery where possible.
In 4 years of study, the naturopathic doctor learns virtually the same material as medical doctors. There are several exceptions and exclusions.
In our medical school here, rather than studying primarily drugs, we branch out and study acupressure, Oriental medicine, manipulation, use of botanical medicines, herbs, and homeopathy and other science.
This pharmacologist has practiced on both sides of the ideological fence. He now teaches that drugs don't necessarily do all that much good for an illness.
The drugs really don't discriminate in general between good cells and bad cells, and you wind up knocking out the whole immune system.
In a naturopathic pharmacy, you won't find things like steroids, antibiotics, or painkillers, but you will find things like tincture of marigold, cactus, hawthorn berry, and juniper berry. Naturopathic physicians feel that these botanical compounds can be used effectively without side effects. Even the use of aspirin for headaches is discouraged.
Simple herbal combination maybe involves valerian, passiflora, and hops. It's one thing that you use as an acute form of treatment, rather than, say, an aspirin, which over a long period of time causes problems.
These botanicals, combined and used in conjunction with vitamins, minerals, enzymes, dietary supplements, and hormones, are used instead of high-powered drugs. According to naturopathic doctors, those drugs merely band-aid the symptoms, masking the underlying problem of the ailment, not healing it.
By using some of these simple methods, diet, nutrition, exercise, lifestyle, and adjusting those to an optimum fashion, you can often treat many of the conditions that people will come to you for.
According to the patients we spoke with, a visit to a naturopathic doctor centers on the whole person, not just a set of symptoms.
It's not like you come here, you see the MD, you tell them what's wrong, and they check it out, and they say, okay, here's a prescription, go get it filled. Last week when I was in here for almost 2.5 hours, and you very seldom find a physician to spend that much time with you.
What's the difference, do you think?
More patience, more caring. They're more concerned, they want to do more things to help you and not to give you so many drugs and get you out of the way.
The doctors in this discipline deal with the patient's past medical history, his lifestyle, diet, and exercise patterns.
So we will start with trying to understand what the cause of the person's problem is. And often in understanding the cause, it will be related to lifestyle, diet, or nutrition. And those things I call somewhat the foundation of the person's health.
Naturopathic physicians in general practice treat the same kinds of things as MDs do. Cold, flu, psoriasis, gastrointestinal ailments, and gynecological.
Dwelling within many of us lonely Ohioans, Midwesterners, and beyond is an urge to create and connect. We have poetry to write, people to care for, music to play, careers to chase down, jokes to tell, hands to hold, jobs to work, and stories to live. And there are more like us. There are more like you. Come, let's become friends on Nursery, a podcast from Ohio's creative voice. In 1999, a group of odd youngsters started making music, skits, writings, and friends by using their small town as fuel for what was then just a tiny flame. Now, spiraling out from that core group, we are here for you, so that life won't be so lonely anymore. Get weird, humorous, introspective, philosophical, and candid with us by exploring Nursery Podcast's backlog on thirdclass.net. And while you peruse the site, pick up a vinyl record or t-shirt, check out concert dates, and listen to songs on streaming services, including the song for Nursery, the theme song, all from a little indie pop band from Ohio called Third Class. If your appetite remains unsatisfied and you simply need more entertainment, and you maybe even want a laugh or two, go to bullskit.com and observe a rainy day sampler of the crudely humored home movie skits from Ohio's online comedy troupe Bullskit Productions. Get into our world. You'll have a good time. Nursery is sloppy, thrown together, and beautifully aware of all the little dreams you've got to keep alive. We are sponsored by the Orange Avocado, an organic, vegan, gluten-free, raw, cold-pressed juicery at 1393 Boardman Canfield Road in Boardman, Ohio, and by the Speaking of Music show on YouTube, a podcast about the music of yesterday and today. Sponsor your first episode of Nursery by emailing us at clograve@gmail.com. That's CHLOEGRAVE@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to leave reviews and rate Nursery Podcast on iTunes. Look, Mom, we're on a podcast.
It's so important to embrace your individuality and to accept yourself for who you are. And that's what Yoga Hosers is. It's an expression of my dad's self, and I love it, and it means so much to me. And it's because of people like my dad that there is diversity in art, and that there's people that are daring to be different instead of all being the same, and being the same is boring. So Yoga Hosers means so much to me, and I'm so thankful to have someone like my dad in my life to inspire me to accept myself for who I am. And happy Father's Day to my dad. I love you so much.